Hello everyone, I'm back, and this time I'm going to be doing a celebrity reading. Okay, so this is my first celebrity reading, so we shall see how this goes. Now mind you, this is entertainment, so for whenever my channel grows and however large it grows to, and people start commenting, I don't want anyone to you can have whatever opinion you like, that's fine. However, just keep in mind, if you're someone, if this is your favorite, if this is your favorite that I'm doing this reading on, that this is entertainment. I'm not a psychic. I'm pulling intuitive energy. And anything that comes out in this reading is not finite, because these are two individuals with free will that can, change or whatever it is they want. So I'm going to be doing my celebrity reading today on Tristan and Khloe. First question: what is going on between Khloe and Tristan's situation right now? Give us insight about what is going on between Khloe and Tristan's union. Okay, so let's see. These cards were falling and flying out. Let's see what they have to say. So we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords, as well as the Justice card. Okay. We have Queen of Clubs or the Queen of Wands. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands or Seven of Clubs. We have the Tower, and we have the Six of Clubs or Six of Wands. So straight away with this King of Pentacles, what I'm feeling that's going on with their union, there's a lot of financial stability. I feel like this King of Pentacles represents Tristan himself. He's a stable man financially, like in terms of money and material, there's happiness there. Like Khloe nor Tristan are worried about the money in relation to things. There's a different struggle. So with this Eight of Swords in reverse and the Justice card in the upright, so there was some restrictions there, and I feel like anybody who follows, you guys know there was definitely some restrictions there, or someone felt bound, definitely. In a traditional tarot deck, you see a woman who's like blindfolded and like bound together, someone who feels trapped, and I feel like that definitely is more so Tristan's energy, and maybe even Khloe. Maybe Khloe felt trapped too. So, but definitely, with it being in reverse, there was some restrictions there that they're now coming out of. I feel like both of them are being set free. Khloe's been put out her misery, and Tristan's being put out his. However, with the Justice card and the upright, I feel like this has to do with court. Someone's going to court. I feel like there's some balance being made. Some things are being weighed. The love versus the money. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like this more so has to do with actual court, actual justice of the peace. However, someone's seeking fair terms, someone's seeking, getting fair, getting what's fair out of what's happening now, what's left with this relationship or non-relationship. So we have the Queen of Wands, which I feel represents Khloe. I feel like Khloe's trying to be strong in this situation. I feel like she's this Queen of Wands, and she's trying to be strong in the situation. She's a very action-oriented person. That's what I'm getting. Like she's not gonna back down. She's not gonna go somewhere and hide. She's the lioness. But she's definitely trying to remain strong and confident, at least on the outside of this situation. But with this Seven of Wands, there was definitely struggle. She's fighting off things, and he's fighting off things too. You know, they're both fighting off, you know, the hell that's around them. You know, more so, I feel like, you know, with her, it's fighting off maybe actual people, you know, but with him, it's fighting off, you know, being demonized by the public. But at the same token, I feel like, you know, this is two things that, you know, these are situations that they brought upon themselves. This Tower / Six of Wands is very symbolic. I feel like, you know, there's a split energy. One is celebrating while one is falling apart. You know, one was, you know, happy in the situation, you know, and it was short-lived, while one wanted to jump ship. And I feel like, you know, based on what we know in the media, you know, Tristan trying to jump ship, Khloe's happy, Khloe wants it to work, Khloe is living it up, you know, she's happy. And then I feel like on the flip side, you know, now we have in the breakup, Khloe wanted to desperately get away, you know, from everything that's happening, get over it, you know, just let it go, while Tristan is kind of like, you know, here I am, you know, let's celebrate. But definitely I'm getting, you know, there's opposite and dual energy happening here. So definitely when it comes to money, there's, of course, stability, you know, it's the Kardashian Thompsons. However, there were a lot of restrictions there, and there's some things that are being weighed now. You know, maybe they're actually going to go to court, but there's definitely some things that are being taken into consideration. I feel like reflection, you know, maybe now Khloe is reflecting on the situation. She's ready to take action. She's ready to, you know, she's struggling, you know, he's struggling, there's struggle there, there's a fight, you know, and maybe she's ready to fight. But definitely there's some restrictions that they've come out of, both of them, you know, and they're both, you know, one or both are ready to, you know, look at it from both ends of the spectrum. But there were definitely dual energy going on during the relationship, and now during the I guess the separation, the breaking up of the relationship. So yeah, so now what I want to know is, what are Tristan's feelings towards Khloe concerning their union? Tristan's feelings towards Khloe. We have the Queen of Cups and the Empress. So straight away with that one, you know, Tristan sees her in a beautiful light, you know. He sees her as a nurturing and loving woman, you know, and quite literal, you know, she is the mother of one of his children, you know. He sees her as that nurturing, loving, creative force. So, you know, that's a positive thing. We have the Two of Cups and the Temperance card also, but Temperance is in reverse. So there's a bit of impatience there. Like, there was a union, of course, that's the obvious. They had a union, you know, they were together, you know, but there was some type of, you know, upheaval. However, what I'm sensing with the Temperance in reverse is more so that, you know, it wasn't a strong union, you know. When I think of Temperance, I think of resilience, you know, being able to withstand it, you know. That union, what I'm getting from this one, though he has, you know, though he has beautiful feelings about her as a person, you know, that's that Queen of Cups, Empress energy. But the union itself, you know, he had no patience for it, he had no time for it, or he didn't want time for it. So that's interesting. And so then we have the Seven of Pentacles as well as the Star card. So once again, you know, there was hope, and I feel like, you know, maybe that's why, you know, their union kept going on and off, or why, you know, so many people, especially I've seen on Twitter, you know, like, oh, Khloe set him free, why isn't he free, you know, and all that other crazy stuff. And the point of the matter is, you know, Tristan was a grown man, and for as much as, you know, he was doing, you know, just dogging the women that he's had in his life, you know, from Jordy C to Khloe. However, you know, Tristan could have made the decision to leave a long time ago. With this Seven of Pentacles, you know, it's like he's already saw failure with that relationship. Whether it was failure on his behalf, but he saw failure there in their union. Here we have, Two of Cups, which is their union, but then we have the Temperance card in reverse. He didn't see it, withstanding. But then on the flip side, the Seven of Pentacles in this deck is also the Star card, So, there was hope there. Maybe it was the overall hope that had him, sticking with it. Maybe he thought at some point, I'm gonna get this together. I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna, do this. I'm gonna take care of responsibility. But ultimately, yeah, I feel like in his spirit he saw failure, or he had failure written in his spirit already, And, also it's like once we've already decided on the inside if something's going to work or not work, or something is or isn't, that's what dictates how it manifests on the outside. So I feel like there was definitely some hope there, that's evident in them making it to a year and a half, or however long they've been together. I feel like maybe innately, he knew, maybe knowing about himself, or knowing what he desires, or, knowing what he can handle, what he couldn't handle, what has driven, his decision to, be and behave the way that he has with more than just Khloe, but past relationships that we know about. Maybe he just knew, there's a wanting, I think that, yeah, with this star, there was a wanting to, make something work. Or maybe he saw Khloe as the star, quite literal, because she's also famous and he wanted that fame. But I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, he knew innately that, he could not give her the union that she wanted, But he saw her in a beautiful light, and he saw her as, a star, and fame. And maybe it was the fame that he wanted, or, so I feel like, though, with that Seven of Pentacles, it was kind of like an ending before it began. It was a short-lived thing before. Next, we have the Four of Pentacles. So, once again, I'm getting a sense of, there was control, maybe some preoccupation on one or both ends. Well, on his end, on, of who she is, maybe there was something he was trying to acquire from the situation, from the union with her. Maybe he succeeded in getting that, but, I feel like he was trying to grab onto something, not necessarily, love and a union out of her, but he was trying to grab a hold of something else by grabbing a hold of Khloe. So we have the Three of Wands, or Three of Clubs. And so definitely with this Three of Clubs, I feel like, yeah, like he was waiting for something to occur in his life with her, but he was always looking out for that next best thing, It wasn't like, he's here, he's in that Four of Wands energy and he's stable and it's like, yes, I've made it. More so like, like, yeah, like he was waiting, or, like, there's something else out there. I just know it, however, I'm going to hold on to her while I'm looking, So it was a very unfair position to put anybody in. And of course, I don't think, going into the situation, even Khloe knew, like, that, hey, I can't turn this around. I feel like Khloe may have figured out along, very early in the situation about his character. And maybe, the union that they had was more fuss than it was, than it should have been. However, I feel like, maybe she thought that she can change him, and what he showed her in the end, or what we all seen, is that she couldn't, but I feel like, for the longest, going into this situation, it was like, he was using her as a placeholder. It's like, I'm going to hold you here while I'm looking for other things, and it may not necessarily be women. I know he messes around with a lot of women, according to what we see. But definitely I feel like he was trying to hold on to her, whatever she represented for him, that star, that fame, while he was waiting for other things or something else. And then also what came out in the shuffle was the Two of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So in terms of how he feels about her, yeah, I feel like he already knew how he wanted Khloe to be in his life, but it wasn't made immediately known to her. I'm not even talking about the part of, oh, he got with Khloe while dumping his ex-fiance who was 5 or 6 months pregnant at the time. No, I feel like, he made that strategic move with Khloe for a reason that even she didn't see, Maybe she just felt like, oh, he's an F-boy and I'm going to turn him around. But what she didn't see is that he had a different thing going on. Because even with the Two of Pentacles, he was juggling other decisions, juggling other thoughts, juggling other people, But definitely there was more than, more than that met the eye in his intentions and purposes for getting with her. And then what else came out was the King of Clubs or King of Wands. Also, this represents the Magician. So yeah, there was some manipulation there, There was some hidden things. He had his own agenda, and it had nothing to do with love. It wasn't even necessarily sex, I feel like you have like the average F-boy who may not have anything. They're just looking for sex. Whereas, yeah, he had an ulterior motive in getting with her. Though he sees her, he saw her as a beautiful person, or someone who can create opportunities for him. But he never had solid intention on making this a long-lasting, committed union. So let's see what the Romance Oracle card said. Wedding, soulmate. So can you guys see that? Wedding and soulmate came out in this shuffle while he saw her. So that's interesting, based on the tarot reading. I feel like with this more so, and going back with, this High Priestess, the Empress, he saw her as a beautiful and loving and warm person. But also, and I feel like at one point, I feel like he was contemplating maybe marrying her. I don't get that they were for legitimate reasons, but I do feel like he was willing to go the whole, the full throttle way with it, or there was someone, pushing this, whether it was him or her. But I feel like, because once again, even though in all of this situation, as much as we can beat up on Khloe and say, oh, I told you so, but we have to realize that, people can't do what you don't allow. So as much as, Tristan, messed over Khloe the way he messed over his previous fiance, at the same time, he wasn't being held and bound by chains. So he willingly made that baby, his daughter with Khloe, as well as, even in participating in her life, or even, making her believe that, hey, we can have this union. He was a willing participant in that situation. And so I pulled some oracle cards of also how does Tristan feel about the union, Khloe and the union. So definitely he was ready to marry her if he needed to. And I feel like, with his soulmate, he felt like, hey, maybe she is the one, or maybe I will make it right. She is the mother of my child or one of my children. So yeah, he had definite positive feelings towards her. And so the last two cards I'm going to read from is Message in a Bottle and the Why. Guys, I'm trying to be quick about this reading because I know it's like super young. Message in a Bottle. Communication, a sign, pointing the way to your highest good. So Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, or a logo on a truck, or a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you've been pointed in the right direction. So the relationship message for this card is you can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. Interesting. All right, and then the last oracle message, why? So motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. There is great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for the answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. So the relationship message for this card is, we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way that we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you're being triggered by someone else or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. Wow. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? And spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the message from your intuition. There's that intuition. Where's that high priestess? Right here. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasures of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? So yeah, definitely from what I'm getting about how Tristan felt about Khloe, at one point in time, yeah, he was contemplating something serious with her, taking it further. But I feel like maybe he started realizing, why am I doing this? I know that I can't give her what I want because, once again, this doesn't surprise me too much because wedding, union. So it doesn't surprise me too much. But I feel like, yeah, there was a point of indecision. And I feel like it was based because he knew maybe he wasn't doing it for the right reasons. Not that he doesn't care about her, not that there isn't love there, but that, maybe he can't be the man for her that she wants and give her the relationship that he knows she wants. Or even with Jordy C, his previous, relationship, he couldn't give them her, her and his son. I think they have a son. Her and his child with her, what they wanted, so it's like a why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going forward? How do I jump ship? Where's that Tower card that came out? That was in the last set of cards. But, point is, and it's like, maybe, unfortunately, Jordan Woods was that way out. Or maybe, no. I feel like for him to kiss her in public, who knows what went down in the house. But for him to make that move in public, he knows who he is and he knows someone will see. So, yeah, in terms of how he feels about her, he feels beautiful things about her as a person. And he did at one point contemplate marriage, same way he was contemplating marriage with Jordy C, and, maybe he's looking for the soulmate, or he saw her as that, and I feel like the same thing. I feel like that same card, though, will come out, the soulmate card will come out for Jordy, because I feel like innately, it's like he wants that structure, and there's other, I'm not going to get into deep psychological things, but, I feel like, whatever's driving Tristan and who he is and where he is, it's a lot bigger than what we know. We don't know what's going on inside of his head in terms of, why he does what he does. And, we can sit and we can psychoanalyze it. But truth of the matter is, Tristan's going to someday come to a decision. I don't feel like it's Khloe or Jordy, it's Tristan. And so when Tristan decides that he's ready to be committed to someone or be committed to himself, then the woman that's around in this moment, in the moment that he's ready, is going to be that woman. I don't feel like, that any of the women that he had a relationship with are, it didn't work out because, it's you. No, it's all Tristan, and simply there was two different energies going on from the very get-go with Khloe and him. And that's just the unfortunate thing behind it. Feelings in relation to Tristan. Right? So I pulled some cards on Khloe's feelings about Tristan in the here and the now. And I feel like I got some very interesting things, you guys. so Khloe's feelings about Tristan. So we have the Nine of Wands or Nine of Clubs and the Sun card. We have the Six of Swords or the Six of Spades. That's interesting. There's the Empress and that Queen of Cups again. She got a lot of love for him, y'all. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. And we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So straight away with this Nine of Clubs. Yeah, Nine of Clubs. I said that right, you guys, because I'm trying to like translate stuff as I do it. With this Nine of Clubs and this Sun card, I feel like, yeah, she's definitely battered and bruised from this situation, you know. She's soldiering through it, though. You know, she's making it through. But with this Sun card, though she, you know, has overall warm feelings towards him as a person, you know. However, I'm hearing she's going to remember the happy times. However, she has clarity now on the situation. It's like now she's starting to, you know, become open to seeing things for what it really is, you know, because she's tired of being battered and bruised. She's tired of, you know, forgiving and having to let go and having hope and then having hope let down, you know. So she's, you know, she's battered and bruised, you know, not physically, you know. I don't believe they had any physical situations like that, but she's ready to, you know, she's standing on 2 feet again, but she has clarity on the situation. And, you know, it's almost like I'm hearing like, you know, she's waving that white flag. So we have the Six of Swords though, and it's in reverse. It's in reverse. So it's like she wants to move on, but she's not moving on. Unfortunately, she's not moving on from the situation, though she wants to. I'm feeling, you know, conflict. You know, we have this Queen of Cups again and the Empress. So once again, she has a lot of love. She's very nurturing. She has a lot of love for this man. This is the father of her first child. You know, she's, you know, there's a lot of love that she has to give. There's a lot of love that she wants herself. She's trying to give to him the love that she so desperately wants, you know. So, yeah, she's definitely trying to pour out love. I'm hearing that their relationship was almost immature, like a mother-child, like, not mother like I am your mom, but, you know, like that. What I'm hearing in my head, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the song Can't Raise a Man by K. Michelle, and how, you know, like there was immaturity there, you know. And of course I feel like I'm hearing this because, I mean, he is, 26, 27, so of course there was immaturity there. And immaturity on her part too, but I feel like almost like 2 kids trying to play grown-ups, you know, but she's a little bit more mature than he is. I feel like with this Four of Cups, yeah, there's, once again, like, she's battered and bruised. It's like she wants to move on, but she's not, because even right here we have, you know, it's like she was ignoring things before, or maybe she's ignoring something now, but she's taking things into consideration, you know, with this Four of Cups. I feel like the energy of the Four of Cups of, you know, of her ignoring, you know, what's going on, what's really going on, was always there. But now she's being forced to recognize what's real, you know, and see what's happening right in front of her in the here and now. And, you know, with this Three of Swords, I mean, she's heartbroken. What else? Let's be obvious, you know. She's heartbroken and she's trying to come out of it, you know, but she's not necessarily moving on from the situation or letting go even, you know, but she's trying to be positive about it. She's trying to stand on it. I feel like with this, she's now, though she still loves him very much, and I feel like, yeah, she'll still take him back, you know, if everything were to magically become, you know, right or together. But definitely, I feel like, yeah, she's now being forced to no longer ignore the signs that were in front of her, you know, and she's getting clarity. So I feel like in terms of moving on from him and actually letting go, she has not done that yet, but she's definitely, it's like, you know, the poop didn't hit the fan, and she has to see things for what they really are and choose to either let go or accept it. That's what I'm hearing. She either has to let go or just accept it. So with the Romance Oracle cards, what came out was make the effort. Yeah. Unrequited love, children, and wedding. So it make the effort. Once again, I feel like with this 9 of Wands energy coming in, yeah, she hasn't let go. She's still trying to see how they can be, you know. Though she's seeing things for what they are, and she's making a decision maybe in her mind like, okay, am I going to let him do his thing, but I'll still, you know, be around, or what? So it's like she's still chasing, still putting in energy, you know. However, she knows, you know, that he can't give her what she wants, you know. Yeah, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So it's almost like she's willing, in this energy that she is in now, to settle and accept the very, you know, emotional, abusive, you know, and just dysfunctional relationship that is, you know. And though I feel like, you know, anybody can have a relationship of any type, but I feel like what makes it dysfunctional and abusive is because they're not coming from the same energy. It's not like they're both going into an open relationship and it's like, yeah, I'm going to be free, you're going to be free. This is clearly, from what we see playing out in the media, a situation where it's like one person is taking more advantage than the other. And in their own way, they're both being manipulative. So the children card came out, and I feel like this is quite obvious. Like, yeah, they have children between them. He has 2, she has 1. If they were to marry, you know, that's her, you know, Jordy's child with him would become her son or stepchild. However, you know, once again though, but I'm still feeling that childlike energy that was within this union, you know, like they're both immature, you know, she was just a little bit more mature than him. And then wedding came out again. So yes, you guys, it is official. There was talks of marriage, and he was on board, and he was ready to make that step if need be, not for the right decisions necessarily, but he would have done it. He would have given that to her. And this is definitely something that she wanted. You know, she knew she was in love, you know, so, and that one we know, she knew she was in love, and she has children with the man, and he's kind of childish man, you know. And even right now, like I said, she's still making an effort, though she knows there's unrequited love there, you know, almost like she's ready to make that business deal, because wedding is, you know, marriages are also businesses. She has not moved on. She has not let go. Okay, so I did pull some oracle cards for her, and you know, like always, I love when cards fly out, you know. And these are the things that flew out. Time for a nap. Go the distance. Once again, she's still chasing and running. Because she has not given up on this love, though she knows what it is. Exactly how it is. And the here and the now. And what I thought was so funny about the here and the now is that as I was shuffling, you know, I'm like asking the deck, okay, so what are her feelings for Tristan right now, the here and the now? And literally that flew out. All right, so let's see what it says for time for a nap. All right, so time for a nap. Rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your list, your desires. All right, so she definitely, you know, with this take a nap, it's like she wants to get away from this. She wants to take a pause. She wants to let it go. She wants to stop, at least press pause in this motion. So the relationship message, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's a good time to take time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything right now. All right, so let's see what Go the Distance is telling us according to Wisdom of the Oracle. Endurance, strength, the long haul seek. There's that 9 of clubs. This woman in this current energy, she is saying she's standing firm, you know. All right, so Oracle message. To bring your dream to life, you must think long-term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Relationship message. You either are in or calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or for worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean that there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication, overall unity. Okay, so yeah, there's some unrequited love, and we know that it's on Tristan's part, but yeah, she believes that if she stands strong in this is just a hiccup in the road, that, you know, eventually, I'm hearing she feels that he's going to give up. So she's looking at the situation clearly, you know, and seeing it for what it is. Where's my Four of Cups in reverse? Seeing it for what it is, and in knowing that, oh, you guys, this is so sad, because what I'm getting is like, she, right now, not saying she won't change her mind, it's like she's willing to settle for what she wants, because she wants to marry this man, because just like he had an ulterior motive, you know, her overall goal is to have that family, to be married, to be that union. And she's willing to go through this. You guys, it's like, even in her mind, she's justifying, like, well, if he and I were married and we were going through these ups and downs, and we won't just divorce or anything. So yeah, she's definitely in this energy of wanting to stick with it. She has not moved on. She has not let go. And right now, according to these cards, she's not looking to let go. You know, it may look like that on the outside. She may be talking a good talk, you know, based on maybe not wanting to be criticized largely by the public, but she has not let go. She's willing to take him back, and she wanted a marriage. She wanted a wedding, and he wanted that too. You know, I feel like they wanted it for different reasons. And once again, he did see her in a very loving light, because let's not forget, soulmate came out. So he saw her in a loving light, or she definitely sees him as her soulmate, you know, right now. So yeah, she's trying to stick with it. There's that Nine of Clubs, you know, the go the distance, to take a nap. You know, this was a card about she wants to pause but not do away with. So let's see what the last oracle card message was. The here and the now. Here and the now. What are we at? 32? All right, so here and now, being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the here and now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. So relationship message is, it's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and the new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Yeah, you guys. So yeah, the here and the now, and it's pause. She's trying to, you know, forget about her sorrows in the moment, you know, live in this day, because she wants to come out of heartbreak, you know, take one the day, you know, take it one day at a time. But even then, so it's like she hasn't given up. She's not looking to weigh out what he's done to her in the past, though she knows, you know, she knows what everybody's saying and she understands it. But it's quite simple. She doesn't care. She wants what she wants, at least in this current energy. And her mind is still marriage oriented. She wants that. And she's willing to deal with whatever she has to deal with, because she's looking at that bigger picture. She's looking at the long run, you know, this go to distance, that if I endure this now, I know that it'll get better. You know, maybe she's thinking about, you know, I know other friends who have dated athletes, or, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm hearing Jackie Christie. Who has gone through the fire, you know, and that's no shade to Jackie or anybody. But, you know, when I think about going a distance and someone who never gave up, and, you know, someone who I believe she had dated an athlete in the past, or, you know, or just knowing what can go on in that lifestyle. But if you stick around long enough, you will get the thing that you want the most, you know, out of that person that you're with. So yeah, I feel right now she's willing to go the distance. She's willing to deal with the separation. She's willing to take the pause, but she has not given up on this relationship, because right now in her heart of hearts, it's saying that she believes that she's going to get what she wants out of him, and that's union. And even though she knows that the love right now that between them is unrequited, you know, romantic love, because once again, he cares for her, but the romantic love is not there. The desire to want to be with her, you know, sincerely is not there, though he was willing to marry her, you know, and though he really cared about her, you know, and he maybe saw with that soulmate card, Tristan saw, hey, maybe, you know, because once again, he was engaged the first time, so it's not that he doesn't want a union with somebody, you know what I'm saying? However, though, while he is, you know, ready to jump ship, leave alone. She's not. She's definitely in full understanding and agreement on what her relationship is with him and what's going on with him and how it is. But that's not stopping her from letting it go, you know, because at the end of the day, she wants what she wants, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm pulling. So you guys, this was fun. I'm gonna do more of these celebrity readings, and you know, as my followers grow and, you know, likes and comments grow, let me know. You know, it'd be really cool to see if, you know, months down the line, if things, you know, panned out for them. I will say though, and I always stress how I am not a psychic, but from going what the cards are telling me, I would say though, with me seeing the wedding card with both Khloe and Tristan, if Khloe, I feel like there's a possibility that Khloe will get her way. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying, you know, that, oh, they will get married. But knowing that he's willing to marry her, you know, knowing what she wants and knowing that, you know, he knows that he has other reasons for why he will marry her. And seeing that Khloe's willing to deal with it, with whatever his lifestyle is going to be, even if he marries, I wouldn't be surprised if they do eventually get back together, you know, either this year or definitely it'll be this year if they do, and marry. So there could be ultimate marriage coming soon, or, you know, it could be two people deciding to just, you know, continue to break away and just co-parent, you know, for the sake of, you know, the beautiful child that's involved. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I will see you next video. Peace and blessings.